thanks for stopping by. I'm AJ, a licensed esthetician. Allow me to introduce myself. I've been in the business for 16 years, 11 of which I've owned my own beauty biz studio. I've survived an economic recession and a global pandemic. If you'd like to see how I operate my beauty biz, please feel free to like and subscribe. Hey you guys, it's AJ from Celebrity Skin Studio in Arizona. I told you I'd pop on today and tell you what it's like in the skincare trenches for those of us who've gone back to work today. So first thing, don't be trying to look too cute because that mask is a makeup wrecker. And speaking of masks, here's a little tip. Try yours on and walk around with it for a little bit and make sure you can tolerate it, because I got an N95. My husband's in the construction industry and he had some that he wasn't using. And I was like, this is perfect. And then I put it on my face and like literally within a minute, I'm gonna show it to you guys. It started like kind of itching and burning and stinging. I don't know if I was allergic to it or if there's some sort of chemical in it, but it's like one of these guys. And I couldn't wear it for like, I'm back to this. So I'm kind of on a little bit of an unplanned break. I'll tell you about that. But I'm halfway through my day. I had about 4 appointments booked today. And some of the things I can tell you, you're definitely going to want to schedule 30-minute breaks in between. That's probably been the most nerve-wracking thing of everything, just making sure. It's a lot of pressure, feeling like you got to get everything sanitized and that you're not going to run late for your next client. So I'm in the desert here too, so it's really hot outside. We've gotten up to almost 107 already, and I don't want my clients standing out in the heat. So I've been very clear in the directions, and I encourage you to do the same of what your new policies are. Let people know, like I say, don't come any earlier than 5 minutes because you don't want to be standing outside in the heat. So I'm going to show you some of the signs I made, and I really felt prepared for this, getting everything ready. I'm a crazy Virgo too, and I'm super organized, and I like everything neat and orderly and giving things trial runs, things like that, but I still wasn't prepared for some of the things that happened today. So I'm going to show you some of the signage that I made. So this is what my clients see when they first come in. I'm going to take you outside. So I put this, I'm hoping you can see that. It says stop, and then it has all my regulations, talking about one at a time, you know, whatever your particular regulations are going to be. And then I stuck this guy, you can see that. See that on the door handle? And it says disinfecting in process. Please wait, the door will be open for your touch-free entry. So those are two things I did outside, and I just put them in like a page cover. So people kind of stand back and wait for you to open the door. And then, I'm gonna lock this so we don't get any unexpected visitors. I made these other signs. I made sure to post my, see if you can see that, my Barbicide certification. This is in my little waiting room. I took out all of my chairs but one, okay? Because it's a lot trying to disinfect all this stuff. And then I put a little sign right here. Is reserved for clients filling out paperwork or those with disabilities. So that if people are coming right back to my treatment room, they don't need to sit down and get cooties on my chair, right? When they come in, the first thing I do is greet them and I say, let me take you back. If you need to use a ladies' room, you can wash up there. If you don't need to use a ladies' room, I have a hand washing sink and I'll have you wash and sanitize your hands. So I also got these little emblems, and they're kind of nice little universal symbols. And I just did my own sign that said this room is regularly disinfected. And I put it in every room that they might have contact in. This is my, I'm going to do a 360. This is my waiting room and my retail area. And so I put one in here. I put one in the bathroom. I put one in my treatment room. I saw somebody post this morning about what they're going to do for their retail area and not having closed shelves. I don't have closed shelves either, but I can regulate a little bit easier because I'm just like a one-man band, so they're in here with me the whole time. I did this. So here's an idea. I called these touch-free zones, and I just put them right at eye level. Touch-free zone, please allow staff to pick and package your products. So that's an idea for those of you who are wondering what to do with your retail. And speaking of retail, something I did is, because I didn't want to invest a whole bunch of money into bringing in product when it was uncertain how long I was going to be out of work, I just kind of reorganized what I have. I learned a fantastic retail merchandising trick. I grew up doing retail. I've had my own shops and stuff before. And one of the key things you can do to make people think that you got new inventory is just to move it around and redisplay it. So I got inspired. I was watching, I want to say Sorella Apothecary. They gave some fun tips and tricks on merchandising, and I'm like, okay, I know this. I did my skincare line. I don't know if you can see that. I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and so it made it so it wasn't so bulky. But Sorella was doing a webinar the other day, and they mentioned, you know, separating stuff out a little bit. And I did that to give it a fresh, new, clean look. I also found some really cool things at the dollar store. You saw my signage. They're in plexiglass little things. I actually got those. Let me see those. I found these at the Dollar Tree. And they're like, those are crazy expensive if you try to buy those at like Staples or anywhere that sells retail merchandise. I also found they have these guys, which are just these little trays that have 3 holes in them. And it was like a total game changer, just rearranging my makeup. And like, they have these little, I don't know if you can see those, they're lipstick holders. They've got the little holes in them. And so much more organized and together than it was before. And it looks like I've got all this brand new fresh products, and literally my first client of the day is like, oh my gosh, this is all new. And I was like, okay. But it's literally been here, it just was not organized nicely. And just the fact sometimes you move things around, people think you got new stuff, so it kind of gives them, like, I feel like they're not noticing as much that I don't have as many chairs in my waiting room that I did before. I want it to feel happy and fun in here. I put a couple of new rugs on the floor, and clients notice that kind of, oh, this is so pretty. And it's just kind of distracting, and it takes their mind off of what's going on in the crazy outside world, which is, I think, what your spa experience should do for you. So in my treatment room in here, I shared this with you guys the other day. I put this blue shield on my bed, put it in between the foam and the heating blanket, and then I'll put the sheets on top of it, because you can actually spray this. I literally just got the Cavicide in the sprayer and sprayed it. I'll give you a 360 of my treatment room. I think I can do this without falling down. Okay, now I'm dizzy. I did get like tons of different kinds of things because I wasn't sure what was going to work best. I got Lysol. I have the regular disinfecting like Clorox wipes. I have the spray Cavicide. And then I bought these, and let me tell you about these. I don't want to call it a blooper, but they're called Rejuvenate. They're like the Cavi wipes, I guess. But their claim to fame, they say that you can just, they work in a minute. So that's true in some cases, but I encourage you, before you get back in your treatment room, read all the information on these guys, because they're all different. And even if you got your certification, I did the Barbicide one and I got certified in that, but they're all different. And you're going to go through tons of gloves because you're wiping lots and lots of stuff. And you need to use gloves when you're using these things. It says on there, you know, don't touch them with your hands. So keep that in mind, because you don't want to get some mystery rash. I thought I was going to love these, and I got them. They just arrived yesterday. I got them from Universal. They had a great price on them. And then I read them, and it's like, the viricide part works in 1 minute, which is what we're concerned about at the moment. But for like the fungicide and the bacterial properties, the antibacterial properties to work, you have to leave it on for 10 minutes. So make a note of that like whatever you're going to use, just plan on at least about 10 minutes for it to dry and to be completely sanitized in between. So because of all those areas that you're doing in your salon and spa, I would say, you know, I normally have a buffer built into my appointment times for checking them out, getting them rescheduled, that kind of thing, but I feel comfortable having another half an hour on top of that just to do all this extra sanitizing. So maybe take it slow when you first go back, because there's gonna be stuff that happens no matter how prepared you are, and you don't want to beat yourself up. Give yourself some grace, because stuff happens. And it's weird, it's like coming back after the apocalypse or something. You don't know what you're gonna find. Here's my bathroom. See it? There's a toilet, there's a sink. So I put these signs up in here too, so you can see these. They're backwards. Hand washing sink, and just directions: wash for 20 to 30 seconds and then use sanitizer before your treatment. Another thing to be aware of too is with your disinfectant products, some of them aren't meant for certain things. I made the mistake of spraying Lysol on my door handles on my screen door at home, and it like messed them up. It like put this funky stuff on them. They're discolored now. That was like a oil rub bronze finish, but just be aware of that some of this stuff you probably don't want to spray right onto metal surfaces. Can't tell you exactly which ones. Like I said, the only one I know for the Lysol one I had an issue with. So far, my favorite thing to disinfect with, that's been the easiest to use, like to do the bed with and stuff, I like the spray. There are directions on there that tell you how to dilute it, and you can actually get a spray bottle or something from the dollar store and make your own spray, which is probably a lot more economical if you already have that. Find any hand sanitizer anywhere. Fortunately, I had a mega gigantic one that I got at Sam's Club, so I repurposed some of these. These are from Bath and Body Works, and I just used my label maker and did hand sanitizer. Unintended consequence is that they shoot out a lot more the regular hand sanitizer pumps, so they kind of squirt you and get on your clothes a little bit if you're not careful. So just some little practical things. So I told you guys I was going to tell you about a big boo-boo that I made, and again, I thought I had done everything I needed to do, and when I went to schedule everybody, I got everybody back on my schedule that had pending appointments, and probably like you, I didn't clear my schedule. I just left the appointments on there because otherwise it would have wreaked havoc trying to figure out who had what, you know, the service, their contact information, all that stuff. I didn't want to have to write all that down. You see how my face is red already, and I've only been wearing a mask for like half a day. What I had done was, when this whole thing first started, I spent the first few days just like going through my website and my schedule program and so on, and just making sure that like I put appropriate notification everywhere saying, hey, don't book, not accepting appointments. And then I realized people who had pending appointments were still getting notifications. And so then that was causing confusion. So I went in there and figured out how to turn off the notifications. Well, guess who forgot to turn them back on? This girl. So I realized that after like 10 clients are like, I didn't get that email. So one of the things you can do with your email is, hold on just a second, I have a crazy person at my door, hold on. So anyway, I'll wrap this up here pretty quick. But people are stopping by even though you tell them to make appointments. They're still coming without appointments, so just beware. I made a boo-boo today and scheduled somebody for the wrong day, and so when I called to see where they weren't coming, and somebody else showed up and thought they did have an appointment today. So it's just weird. People aren't used to the regular grind. They don't know when they're supposed to be here. They don't know what day it is. So just be like prepared for that kind of stuff. And real quickly, make sure you're checking your web options, your scheduling options. Pack yourself a lunch because you're going to think you have time and you don't to get anything. I haven't had any fear dealing with clients. That's not an issue. In Arizona, we don't have the same kind of issues that they have had in other places. Our cases are fairly low, and I don't personally know anybody that's had it. So that affects the way you think about things too. So I know it's not like that for everybody. Make sure you've got all your signs and displays done. Check your credit card machine. Check your printer. Do test runs with everything because it's been off for two months. So there's been updates, there's been all this other stuff, and we all know electronics just get cranky every once in a while. Make sure you check at home. And this morning I was looking for something to do a treatment and I had a hard time finding. Let's see. I can't find my apron. I don't know where it is. And like I said, people just don't know what day it is. Oh, and the weirdest thing, okay, so I came back this morning. I came like an hour early. Give yourself some time. You know, don't book yourself completely full the first day because you're not going to be able to keep up. So I just went through here and I had this place spotless. I did the floors. I had bleach mop. There was not a speck of dust in here anywhere. And I came here this morning and there were all these little funky little beetle bugs all over the floor. And they're like those little crunchy ones, like the Beetle Bug Picnic, you know, from Sesame Street. If you know that, you're probably as old as I am. But they were like dead. A couple of them were alive. They were like all over the perimeter of the room. And I had to completely sweep the place down and get these little beetle bugs, which I've been in this space for 4 years and I've never seen a beetle bug in here. and had to clean that up. And then there was a cricket in the toilet. So check your toilet. If you haven't flushed your toilets, I know some of you just have like a space where you don't have to worry about all this kind of stuff, and God bless you, but check it out anyway, because somebody's going to find something crazy in there. So that's really all I've got for you, the notes that I made, but make time for beetle bugs. That's the theme for today. Okay, I gotta go. I got people looking for me. My phone's been ringing off the hook. I'll talk to you guys later.
For more information on how I run my beauty biz, please like and subscribe.